Hello, folks, and welcome to a short edition of Friday Night LAIKA. I didn't want to skip it, but we do have something else going on afterwards, so I just wanted to sneak in a little Friday Night LAIKA where we can try out something a little bit different than with the last few times. So, as you might remember, last week was St. Patrick's Day. So we did a lot of work with 7 different Irish writers and got really interesting stuff there. Lots of strange things about Seamus and a funeral. And the week before was working with Brian Gyson and William Burroughs, The Third Mind, which was all about their technique, their cut-up technique, which they used to try and figure out the real meanings behind texts. And I really do feel that LAIKA is the next step in that. It's like the grandchild of William Burroughs and Brian Gyson and the work that they were doing. So today, I think I'm going to be on my own because wonderful Catherine has another work situation on today. So it's probably just going to be me talking to myself. But if you happen to be here and you're on Twitch and you want to participate, please do just get involved and chat with me. I can see the chat on my other screen here, which is working today for a change. And we're just going to play around a little bit with Fernando Pessoa's book of Disquiet. So if you don't know Fernando Pessoa, he's a wonderful Portuguese writer and poet. And he wrote a lot of poetry, and he wrote with a huge amount of different pseudonyms as well, although he didn't like to call them pseudonyms because he felt like each one of them had its own full personality that he was writing with. So if you have a look at his Wikipedia page, you can see they have a list there of all of his pseudonyms. He had like 80 different characters that he wrote as and really poured different types of work into. He was also very into like the occult, into theosophy, astrology. He even helped Aleister Crowley to fake his own death once in Portugal, which is very interesting. And yeah, just a general all-round weirdo of the kind that we like around here at LAIKA Towers. And so, yeah, I feel like Fernando would approve of this kind of work of like finding into new spaces, new shapes, and figuring out what we can make by remixing things and working with it. But let's see what we get. So I'm gonna go to LAIKA now. I just really liked this picture I made of Fernando in Midjourney. So I'm going to head over to LAIKA, and we're already inside of the Book of Disquiet. So if you want to try this out for yourself, you can always go in. It's in the All Brains menu, in the Community Brains, and then you can just search here because it's getting to be a lot of brains now. We have so many. So you'll see it here, the Book of Disquiet. And you can use that whenever you like. It's in there as a community brain. It's not going anywhere. And it's pretty nice, but a little bit depressing. But yeah, that's what we're working with right now, the Book of Disquiet. So I figured that the way that the Book of Disquiet works, so basically this was only published long after Fernando died. And it's basically like a compilation of lots and lots and lots of different fragments. It's a kind of a fragmentary, what he called it was an autobiography without any facts. So it's an autobiography of like the sense of his life or the shape of his life, the vibe of his life, without being like factually tied to I did this then and this then and this then. So that's kind of what it is. It's a sort of an inner monologue, an inner shape. I've read this book myself twice, once while I was in Portugal, which felt really good. And I really recommend it. It's an excellent book. So it's basically, yes, fragments and shapes of dreams and daily life and the feeling of being a person who doesn't quite belong in the place that you're in the world. And I mean, I'm sure most people who write understand that feeling and have that feeling themselves. So we're just going to give it a go and see what happens. So since I'm on my own, unless, again, if you're here, do chime in, I'm just going to write and talk about what I'm doing while I'm doing it, and we'll see what happens. Okay, here goes. So I'm not sure where to start exactly. This is I've only worked with this brain for like 20 minutes earlier today, so I'm just going to see if I can get into the shape and get into the feel of it. Again, I have read the book, so I know what it is, how it feels and how it looks, but I want to give us the feeling of, I want to see where we get if we start bringing into a little bit of the modern day. So I'm just going to start now. Here we are. here and now, in this moment in time, which will never come again. And I'm just going to see what that brings to us. I'm going crazy from the sheer tedium of this moment. I'm going crazy from the tedium of having to live, having to exist. I've lost all hope for the future. Okay, well, that's not a great weekend vibe, so I'm going to see what else we've got. And I see, with the eyes that never deceive, the face that never smiles, the body that never sleeps, and the soul that never changes, I see myself in this moment. Okay, this is more like it. And the third version, so in case you've never used LAIKA before yourself, every time you get an inference, we call it, you can also call it a suggestion, you can alternate between three. So LAIKA will bring you three different versions and you can alternate between them, either clicking or using the hotkey, as you can see there. So I always use the hotkeys, but you can always click. I'm the one who doesn't exist, and so I'm the one who is nothing, and I feel like crying. I'm the one who has no future. Okay, so two of these are very depressing, and one of them is very weird. So I'm going to choose to go for this weird one and see what we can take shape, what we can pull out of this piece here. So here we are, here and now, in this moment of time which will never come again. And I see, with these eyes that never deceive, this face that never smiles, this body that never sleeps, and this soul that never changes. I see myself in this moment as if from afar. Even though I suffer now, we are together, and in our togetherness, let's see what happens. And in our togetherness, I see myself, and so I've lost myself. Okay. And in our togetherness, I see myself. And in our togetherness, I see my own self. Okay, so definitely this is what's happening. We are seeing ourselves. Okay, I'm going to go for this one here. And in our togetherness, I see myself. No, I suffer now, we are together. And in our togetherness, I see another version of myself. A kaleidoscope of emotion. I'm sad and I'm happy and I'm everything. The sun is setting, the sky is a hazy blue. And here we are. Okay, this is feeling like something. I like this. I'm going to do a few more lines with this little fragment and then move on and do a different one. I think I'll try and do 3 fragments today, kind of shaping around different themes or different things. So let's see where we get. The sun is setting, the sky is a hazy blue, and here we are, walking together on the strand, and together. Your hand in mine. Your smile, just visible at the corner of my eye. So I'm kind of thinking back now. Oh, hello. Hello, Brindleboxer. I think I follow you on Twitter. You have a very familiar username. So what this is, to let you know, is I'm using our tool, Write with LAIKA, to generate new ideas and work on creative things. kind of with myself, but with you too if you like. Just fling in any ideas you have at any point, and I'll pop them into the story here too. So we're using, basically we use different brains here in LAIKA, so we can work with different authors and have things like each model is like a personalized, trained language model that will write in the style of that voice with their own characters and concepts. So right now I'm working with Fernando Pessoa and the book of Disquiet. And that's what we're going to work with today for the next while. So yeah, as you can see, what I'm writing is in black, and the pink is the text coming in from the AI. So when I ask for some magic, when I ask for some suggestions, it comes on in. So the start, this feels like it's a kind of a slight, it's like a love poem perhaps. I can feel this person. So I just started with here we are, here and now, this moment in time which will never come again. And now I can, I see myself. And even though I'm suffering, we're together and we're walking together. Your hand in mine, your smile just visible out of the corner of my eye. So I'd like to bring some kind of resolution. Oh, nice. Glad you like it. I like it too, but I mean, I would, wouldn't I? That would be weird if I didn't. So I'd like to bring this one to some kind of resolution, to some kind of shape. So yeah, Brindle Boxer, I'm sorry if that's not your, I mean, I guess that's not your real name, but whatever, if you want to be called something different, let me know. But in the meantime, if you have any ideas, like the whole way this works, usually my friend Catherine is also here as well, and we kind of bounce back and forth together in the chat. But the way it works is basically, if you have any ideas, you just pop them in the chat, and then we use that as a thread to roll from. So feel absolutely free if you have anything you'd like to pop in. Okay. Here we are walking together, your hand in mine, your smile just visible out of the corner of my eye. And something shifts in this soul that never changes. Because I want to bring back this piece. We have this soul that never changes. Something shifts in this soul that never changes. Or at least never changed before. And we're going to see what happens. It's not happiness, but a vague, inscrutable sadness. No, Fernando, I want to bring it around. I want to bring it to something more joyous. A vague sadness, a vague nostalgia. Okay, I don't like any of these, so I'm going to do the thing that I rarely do because I like to work with constraints, but I don't like any of them, so I'm going to try again. Something shifts in this soul that never changes, or at least never changed before. Instead of seeing myself, I see only you. Okay, I like that. I see you. Okay, that's nice. Okay, not this. Fernando, you're always dragging it down. I'm going to change this one to only you because I like the way that one worked in the past one. I see only you, who are always there. I'm going to remove this piece because I don't like it so much. Your lips, so close to mine, so close to mine. Okay, so now we're seeing, the eyes never deceive, the face never smiles. Maybe I should smile. We're definitely not going to sleep in this moment, but our soul has changed. Something sifts in the soul that never changes. Instead of seeing myself, I see only you, who are always there. Your lips so close to mine, so close to mine. You squeeze my hand. Oh my goodness. The romance. The only thing that makes me want to die is to be loved by you. And the kiss is perfect. Okay, that's it. That's the one. I want to look at the other one again because I forget that I exist. But honestly, you squeeze my hand and the kiss is perfect. Like the first kiss we ever had. The first kiss we ever had. And this moment moves on. He's gone. He's lost. Will never happen again. Okay. So yeah, I'm kind of trying to bring it back to the start because we have this moment. And now we describe the moment, and now I'm pulling it back at the end. Like, yeah, the moment is gone, it's lost, will never happen again. Okay, I like this one. I think it's a little bit too long to make a snippet out of. No, it's actually okay. So I'm going to save that because it's beautiful and I like it. And I'm going to close. And I'm actually going to put a little image in as well because I think we get some nice images. But what piece do I want? I think this piece here. Yeah. I'm just going to close it here because, you know, when you work with language models, things can be a little weird. And when you ask it, like, I can already see that saying something like the out of the corner of my eye has great potential for some real horror to come in. So I'm going to pop this in instead. The sun is setting, sky hazy blue. Here we are walking together, your hand in mine, your smile just visible. Yeah, let's give that a go. Let's see what we get. Well, this is quite nice. So whenever we're working in LAIKA and we make an image, we're able to change it by clicking into the image, and then it will give us different options. Now, this is really interesting, this middle one. This middle one I'm really drawn to because it changes the entire tone of the whole piece. If this is the image, so let's just say this was the image. If this is the image that corresponds to the piece, then it's all in his head and he's imagining every bit of it. And I mean, maybe he's imagining it or maybe he's remembering it, but there's something, yeah, this is what I love about working with AI is that you're always surprised. It's like, I'm not making this like pure out of something, I'm discovering it. It's like archaeology, you know, like brushing off sand off a skeleton. I'm discovering something there, pulling it out, and then at every step of the way, I'm surprised because this image, like, yeah, here we are. We've got this guy on his own. What does that mean? Now, I'm not going to keep this as the image because I'm going to go for this one. I like this hazy one because this has, yeah, hazy, the hazy blue. The sun is setting. Although, I don't know, those people look kind of grim. And what about the first people? Yeah, could be the first one. Let's get some votes in the chat there. Which do we want to go for the guy on his own? I mean, that is very Fernando. He has been trying to direct us in that direction for the last few minutes. So yeah, give me a 1, 2, or 3 in the chat if you have any thoughts. Okay, in the absence of thoughts, I'm going to go for the guy on his own. Okay, wonderful. I'm going to move on to my next piece and start on the next bit. So let's see, does anyone have any prompts for me? So I started with here in the moment of time. There could be anything else that we might want to investigate or go through. And I have plenty of ideas actually, but if you have anything you'd like to pop in, We can put it in. I mean, Brindle Boxer, I can put in Sorry I'm Quiet as the start, but if you have anything you'd like to start with, any sentence or fragment or thought, anything at all, please feel free to throw it my way. I'm going to go with Sorry I'm Quiet because I think that this is one of those things that Fernando might have a lot to help us with. Sorry I'm so quiet. I have to be able to be heard. And so I lean back in my chair and let the silence take me. Okay. Okay, the first one. It's wonderful. Sorry I am so quiet. I have to be able to be heard before I dare to express myself. And so I usually lean back in my chair and let the silence take me. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. Just the way I've learned to live in this place, in this cave, in this underground. Okay, he's bringing in the gods, which is excellent. So Fernando Pessoa has a beautiful quote, which I feel like is one of those ones that's like a backbone of my life, which is, in every corner of my soul, there is an altar to a different god. I love that one. So he's bringing in the gods. Ooh, the silence of the abyss. I'm liking that. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure if it's the silence. Which I'm just going to shorten these sentences a little bit, which emanates from the whole of life. Or if it's the silence of the abyss that surrounds everything. In either case, either way, the silence is my strength. It's only you I need to apologize to others. My silence says it all. Oh goodness, I love it. Okay. Oh, I'm going to tell you something that's going to make your heart beat a little faster. Okay, I love that. But I really also love to myself, my silence is a warning. Okay, so I'm going to copy this piece here from this line, if I can. And then I'm going to go back to the warning, because I love that. To you, I apologize. To others, my silence says it all. To myself, my silence is a warning. But listen up. I'm going to tell you something that'll make your heart beat a little faster. Okay, so what's going to make their heart beat a little faster? That they haven't understood the mystery of silence, that they're not alone, or that they're sorry. I mean, they've already said they're sorry, so that's not so exciting. So again, like as always with these things, it's like 2 lines in, I already have created an entire universe in my mind of these people who live underground and try to be silent for various reasons, and that this person is trying to express sorrow for their silence to one person, but for a general work, it's exactly what's right. My silence is a warning. Okay, this is the one. The mystery of silence. I have to bring the mystery of silence home. You've never been able to understand the mystery of silence. You've always thought silence was just another sound, a part of the world. But that's not how it is. Silence is otherworldly. Silence is occult. Silence. So I'm trying to kind of prompt into the space with like a few thoughts about what silence is, so that the context is going to hold on to these kind of words like otherworldly and occult to give us something good. Let's see. Silence is everything, and everything is nothing. Okay, love that. Oh, hey, Catherine. Nice to see you. We are working with Fernando Pessoa's Book of Quiet, and we have made already a beautiful piece of it was actually a gorgeous romantic tale of a man who, you know, was unfeeling and then fell in love basically and had a perfect kiss. But then when he went to illustrate it, Catherine, this was the image. He made it all up. It was all in his head. So that's happened, and now we're into the next piece where we're into a kind of a space in a cave, and these people are underground, and something is happening to do with silence. There's some sort of magical something magical to do with silence that you would have definitely helped me to bring more out of if you had been here, because on my own I just went straight into weird business. But let's see what happens. So the silence is either the silence of the gods in the world. The mystery of the silence of the gods is the mystery of the silence of the world. I'm not sure about that one. Silence is the absence of everything. You've always wanted to know how it works. And this is the one I like, I think, because I'm just going to take all of this away. Silence is everything, and everything is nothing. And I think that's pretty perfect. Okay, I'm going to illustrate this one. But before I illustrate it, I should also save it, because yes, I love these little snippets. Mart did such a good job of making them beautiful. Okay, so I want to make an image. Okay, the silence. I'm actually going to see if I can, maybe how much of this I can actually just get into the image. Yeah, you've always thought silence was another sound. Yeah, this is what I want. Let's see what it gives us. Oh no, another person kind of standing in this gradient backdrop, this ombre world. What else is there? Oh, okay, I like the second one. And it's also kind of, yeah, this kind of ombre background and this figure alone. It's like the tone and the feeling of the Book of Disquiet not only infects into the words of what we're able to produce and what we're able to pull out, but also reaches into the image creation also, and creates this stuff that feels very isolated, very lonely, very apart from the rest of the world. Even when we prompted it with something about a kiss. Amazing. Very lonely. It is very lonely, Catherine. Yeah. It's been a lonely time. So, okay, I'm going to have to go very soon, but I would love to do one last tiny piece while you're here, just so we get a few lines in. So, Catherine, I don't know how much you know about Fernando Pessoa, but he's a wonderful Portuguese writer. He wrote the book of Disquiet. It's kind of his autobiography with no facts, and he was a very strange individual. It's a wonderful book. I've read it twice. You should definitely check it out. But basically, he's kind of like despair, existential angst, but also resilience and hope. There's a lot of different stuff at play. So if you want to give me the kickoff, and we'll just do a last like 2 sentence one, just to have a little bit of our time together. Can there be love within despair? Let's find out. Whoops. Always hitting that. Can there be love within despair? Yes, there can, but only if we're completely convinced that it's not love that's the problem, but a sickness of our soul. If love is sick, what cure is there for it? Nothing. I don't know. But if there is, we can't have love. Yes, but not for the love of others. Okay, I think the first one is probably the best one of these. Yes, there can. But if love is sick, what cure is there? Despair! And what of the other? What of the world, the universe, and everything else, which is nothing? And if I'm not dreaming, why am I writing? To hope, to have hope? Despair. Despair of what? Despair of myself? Despair of life? I don't know. But if there's no hope for love in despair, then there's no hope for life in despair. Wow. Yes, let's see if I can bring that one back. If the world... Wait, that one is gone. Ah, yeah, because I already changed that one. I'm just gonna take the despair, and let's just take one more line in here before we go. If love is sick, what cure is there? Despair. For despair is always the absence of love. A denial of reality. For despair is always the denial of the other. The only cure for despair is to love the other. Wow, that's really wild. I think this is the one that I like the most. You love the line about no hope for life in despair. Yeah. Despair is always a denial of reality. The only way to love is to deny despair. The only way to live is to deny love. The only thing we really live for is to deny everything. And when we have denied it all, this is the last bit. If only we could have a body, a soul, and a will. What can we do but deny even our own life? Okay. Okay. Sounds good, Catherine. Okay, I'm going to make an image for this one and let's see if the despair, which I think is going to come through, is going to come through. And and if not, let's see what happens. I already have been thinking, by the way, Catherine, about next week's Friday Night Leica. And my feelings are Marcel Proust, Rainier Maria Rilke, Letters to a Young Poet, aphorisms, or the Austrian writer Robert Musil. So if you have any feelings on which of those you're like more into, let me know. Okay. Also Nostradamus. That was my original idea for today. But he was very gloomy. Rilke. Rilke it is. Let's Rilke it up. I'm just writing it down so I remember to make that brain on Monday. Oh my gosh, you wrote Rilke first? Yes, Brindle Boxer, we do this every Friday with a different brain each time. And you can see them all on YouTube. We have a Write with Leica channel on YouTube. And you can see, I think this is our 20th session in a row, pretty much. We do take breaks for like Christmas and stuff, but yeah, we do it every week. So feel free to come on down, tell your friends, and yeah, give us things to write like this Sorry I Am So Quiet, which led to Silence is Everything and Everything is Nothing. It's very dramatic, very dramatic. Okay, a last image and then we're off. This is going to be so horrible, this image. I can just feel it already. I can feel the tendrils of how nasty this image is going to be. But let's see. Oh, interesting. Some unreadable text as our first option. Let's see what else there is. Oh, wow. It's all super weird, unreadable text. Let's see if we can give it a slightly different prompt and get it to give us something else. Okay, what about this? I think this is a nice one. Let's see. It's really interesting. I would love to know how it decides which things are just too abstract to talk. Oh, Lord. What is going on with these people? Okay, I mean, these people on both sides are quite creepy. This even looks like, is this some kind of, I don't know what this is. But let's go for the ship. The only thing we really live for is to deny everything. Yeah. And we've got the ombre. Look at even the colors match to the rest of our images. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, wonderful. Well, that is it for today, folks. If you have any requests for future brains, let us know. And in the meantime, next week's Friday Night Leica is going to be Rilke. And I'm going to practice between now and then working with the Rilke brain, see what kind of letters to today's young poet we can start to bring together and make with the help of Leica. And really nice to have you here, Brindle Boxer. Really nice to have you here, Catherine. Really nice to have you here, Martin. A lot of staring into the middle distance. And with that, I stare into the middle distance with you. Farewell. See you next week.